A couple of days ago, Deontay Wilder's manager made a statement about drug testing. And I'm going to paraphrase here, but he basically said that he hopes Alexander Povetkin will agree to Olympic-style drug testing to be conducted by Vada, which is the Voluntary Anti-Doping Agency. And in recent months, the WBC have started working very closely with Vada, and they started a program where they're trying to get a lot of fighters who are ranked by the WBC to undergo all year round Vada testing. We know that Ola Duradola and Marius Wack both agreed to year-round WBC Vada testing. And there'll be several other fighters now who are also on the WBC Vada program. Olympic-style, random, year-round drug testing. I have to applaud the WBC for that. Now, as I say, Wilder's manager said that he wants that type of testing for this fight. And I know that's been a very big concern for Wilder. Wilder, quite a long time ago, several months ago, said that he was concerned that Povetkin might be on some type of performance-enhancing drug because after the Klitschko fight, his power has seemed to have increased. His physique seems more defined and less, he seems to have less baby fat than he had before. Again, this doesn't mean that he is on anything, but this is what Wilder's been concerned about. And I think it is perfectly legitimate for any fighter to be concerned about drug testing. That's perfectly legitimate. There's nothing wrong with that. Wilder here is not using it as an excuse to try and get out of the fight. He just wants to be on a level playing field, and he wants that Olympic-style drug testing. Unfortunately, Alexander Povetkin's promoter has come forward and said, we will be doing drug testing, but it won't be Vada. It'll be conducted by some European outfit. I think some Eastern European drug testing organization. If I was Deontay Wilder, I'd be very concerned about that. Now, we know that there was controversy surrounding the Alexander Povetkin, Marius Wack undercard, and actually the main event itself, because Marius Wack tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs following his fight against Povetkin, and so did Ola Duradola, who beat Dmitry Kudryashov on the undercard. But both of those guys were exonerated because the Russian anti-doping agency couldn't provide, I believe it was WADA, with the necessary data or test findings within the allotted time, which I find very suspicious, and obviously WADA found very suspicious because they gave them plenty of time to produce the results and the B sample and all this other stuff, which they couldn't do. And therefore, Duradola and Wack were both exonerated. And I've gone into the reasons why I believe those guys were probably right to have been exonerated and why they were probably both clean, even though Marius Wack, we know, did test positive in the past for steroids. But anyway, without going too deeply into that, the testing for this fight, as I say, will be conducted, at least Povetkin's testing will be conducted by some Eastern European outfit. If anybody has more information on that outfit, please leave the information in the comment section below. I'm not yet sure who Deontay Wilder's testing is going to be conducted by. If I was him, as ridiculous as it is, and I've said this previously about this fight, I would try and get my drug testing conducted by somebody other than Povetkin's, the outfit that Povetkin's using. Just to be on the safe side, just to make sure that there's no false positives. It's important that Wilder uses a drug testing organization who he trusts. That is important. Regardless of the drug testing, will it change the outcome of the fight? I mean, if you're that much better than your opponent, he could be on whatever and you can still beat him. But if it's a very evenly matched fight, then somebody being on drugs can make the difference between winning and losing. It's one of those type of situations. PEDs don't make you into a great fighter, but they do give you a competitive edge. They allow you to train harder. Sometimes they give you more resilience, more stamina, etc., etc. We'll have to see what happens here. There was also some talk about the size of the ring. Deontay Wilder's team said they're not going to allow Povetkin's team to dictate all the terms as far as the ring size. They know that Povetkin would love to fight in as small a ring as possible. And Wilder's team said, we ain't going to budge on the ring size. We're going to make sure that we get the type of ring that we want. A decent sized ring, not a tiny little phone booth ring, which is obviously going to suit Povetkin, who needs to get close and work on the inside. As far as the predictions of some notable people in boxing with regards to this fight, Tyson Fury says he thinks Deontay Wilder will beat Alexander Povetkin. And so does Tyson Fury's uncle and trainer Peter Fury. They both seem quite confident that Deontay Wilder will beat him. They say that Povetkin's too short, Wilder's athletic, he can just stick a move, do the same thing that he did to Stavern, and he should be able to win the fight. But on the other hand, Lennox Lewis came out in the past couple of days and he said that he actually favors Povetkin to win the fight because he says Deontay Wilder makes too many mistakes. Remember, Lennox Lewis was ringside with Mike Tyson for Deontay Wilder's last fight against Artur Szpilka. He said that Wilder's power is always there and it might be able to get him out of trouble against Povetkin. As I say, he feels like Wilder makes a little bit too many mistakes. So yeah, you got Fury and his trainer taking Wilder in this fight. On the other side, you got Lennox Lewis taking Povetkin in this fight. And you know me personally, as I've said in previous videos, and I've said it from the very beginning, if the fight's in Russia, I'm leaning towards Povetkin. If the fight's in the US, I'm leaning towards Wilder. As of right now, obviously the fight's in Russia, so I'm leaning towards Povetkin. Let me know how you feel about everything I talked about in this video in the comment section below. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.